Welcome to my individual action plan for being an online instructor. Being an online instructor is something that is both challenging, rewarding, frustrating, um, amongst many of other words. It is something where when I began the semester, it was something where I had a little bit of knowledge, but I've grown immensely throughout the semester, both because of my own willingness and from others and part of the ILO experience. One thing that I would uh, make sure that I would do moving forward is just continue to learn the online Moodle system. Moodle is something that has many options to it, but there's a lot of things where either we didn't get an instruction on at first, or is something a little bit of a self-discovery. And it's something where there's a lot of things that can make the class easier for students. And one of the things that with a course, my health course, is I've tried to find ways that students can navigate the course easier. When we had our first unit, the students were something where we're struggling navigating through, getting lost, couldn't find stuff. So we've tried to make it a more linear approach and a more visually linear appearance to the students. And there's a lot of things out there, but it's just a lot through self-discovery. Um, I would say that I was, um, like I said earlier, it was something where I was knowledgeable about online learning, but it was something where I really actually didn't know a lot about it. And we had some in service at the beginning of the year, but it was learning from people who have taught online before and the willingness to accept their advice and try it. Even if you didn't necessarily agree with it, or it's something where you might not do in your brick and mortar class, you have to be willing to teach a little bit differently than you do in a normal school setting. One thing that I do know as an instructor, though, is you have to be right on due dates. If you're not on a due date, you're going to have students falling behind, or if you're not willing to communicate with those students about that due date, you're gonna they're gonna fall behind. Um, and when it comes to the communication and the time management, include the parents, include the coaches in it. They are there to help you, and they're actually the eyes on the ground because they see those students every day. Whereas you, being an online instructor, I don't get to see those students on a daily basis. Another thing with the communication could be uh, do Zoom sessions. Zoom sessions are very beneficial as long as you teach the students at the beginning of the semester of how to use it and what to talk about. And when you're in a Zoom session, how a discussion should go. I know that as a first time instructor, I don't think I did the best job of communicating to my students what my expectation was in a Zoom session, or what a good conversation looked like in a Zoom session. And when I'm dealing with a lot of freshmen in my class, I need to make sure I do a lot of that teaching because they probably haven't had the opportunity to complete that assignment, or to complete an online learning, or to complete the assignment the way that you want it. When it comes to motivation, as an instructor, I just have to be ready and willing to try whatever. And we tried a couple things in class, and they failed, and that's okay. We just have to know that it's going to continuously get better, and always accept that feedback from the students, the coaches, the parents, anybody that you can get feedback from to make the class better is going to be make your class just that much better. Um, and when I guess my overall feeling of online education is that it's something of it's where education is going to go, and I'm so happy that I got in on the ground level, and I hope to keep learning and to keep sharing my knowledge with others, and collaborating with other instructors, collaborating with coaches, collaborating with parents on how to make this experience not only beneficial for myself and growing as an educator, but most importantly for the students and growing them. Um, in my subject, or in any subject, is the ultimate goal with online education. And I think we're going to see a lot of schools moving to using this opportunity for students, and maybe students realizing, hey, I can do a couple other things in my actual class and maybe possibly take this online class. So I just see online education exploding here in the next 3 to 5 years, if it hasn't already in some school districts. So my overall feeling is online education is something for me. it is something where I'm willing to put in the time and willing to put in the work to make myself better, my course better, people around me better, ILO better. And I'm excited about the opportunity ahead.